Today I'd like to talk to you about recording macros in Excel 2003. Before beginning your project, make sure that you check your security level for your macro. Go to Tools, Macro, Security. Your security level should either be set to low or medium in order for all of your macro features to work. I'm going to go ahead and set this to low and click OK. Then open the project file that you want to work on. I'm going to use one called Large Cities. This file is comprised of a list, which basically means that data has been entered in consecutive columns and rows, and it's some information about cities in the United States. I'd like to create a macro or a shortcut with a button that will automatically show me the 5 largest cities from this list. So in order to begin, I'm going to click on Tools, Macro, and record a new macro. The first thing that pops up is I have to actually give my macro a name and type in a description. The macro name should be descriptive and let you know what the macro is going to do. I'm going to say show top 5 cities. You can assign a shortcut key if you'd like. I'll do L for largest. In the description, I'm going to put my name and say that this shows the top 5 largest cities. So far, all I've done is describe my macro. Once I click OK there, now from here on, everything that I do will become part of my macro. So be careful. Make sure you've practiced and you know what you want to do first. I'm going to click in the list. I'm going to first turn on my auto filters. Then I'm going to go to the population field, click on top 10, change the 10 to 5, and click OK. I'm also going to sort this in descending order. Now that I have the results that I want, I'm ready to stop recording my macro. If for some reason this macro toolbar does not show, you can also go through the menu under Tools, Macro, and Stop Recording. Either way, we'll stop recording the macro. Now, let's go ahead and reset the list and try that shortcut key, Control. I'm going to hold down Control on my keyboard and press L, and sure enough, there's my 5 largest cities. Now, I'd also like to create a second macro that resets the list and puts it back to its original form. The fastest way to do this, so let me go ahead and record it. Tools, Macro, record a new macro. I'm going to call this Reset List. Notice that there are no spaces allowed in a macro name. I'm going to use the shortcut key R for reset and add in a description. The fastest way to reset a list, because you want it to work no matter what filter has been applied, is to simply turn the auto filter off and then turn the auto filter, make sure you select somewhere in your header row, and then turn the auto filter right back on. Alright, so my list has been reset and I'm going to stop recording. So now Control L should show the largest cities, Control R resets the list. Now, the shortcut keys work great until you have a lot of workbooks and you use Excel a lot, and then you can't remember what key goes with what macro. So what we're going to do next is actually add a button on the worksheet to run the macro. We're going to use the drawing toolbar. You can pick any of these shapes. I'm just going to take a square, draw it on my worksheet, add some text, show 5 largest cities, and then you can format this button any way you wanted. You could add colors or change the font or size or whatever. But the most important part of this is I'm going to select the outside of the button. I'm going to right click and I'm going to assign a macro. You have to have already created your macros before you try to do this with your button. And I'm going to click Show Top 5 Cities. I'm going to click OK. Now, when I click on that button, notice how my pointer changes to a mouse shape. When I press the button, my macro runs. I'm going to add one more button that lets me reset the list. So let's do a circle this time. We'll do it here. Reset the list. And I'll pull that out just a bit. And again, select the outside of the button, right-click, assign a macro, reset the list. Now I can simply reset the list, show the 5 largest cities. And that's the way macros can save time.